Yeah, obvious, we got a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and friend on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having a time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the wage. Make it to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative murder.
Hello and welcome to another Affirmative Murder mini-so. Fran, what's going on?
Not much, man. You done got me all, I'm all riled up. We had a conversation, rap beef that took over the world for a couple weeks.
Hip hop.
It's over now, but yeah, man, you got me all riled up with that. So I think I'm in a good mood right now, just because I got you to admit to something that you wouldn't admit to. You know, weeks past we was in Portland, you was giving me a hard time. You wouldn't say the two words I needed you to say. Mm-hmm. Too bad I didn't get on record, but you said it, so you know. It's whatever, man. I'm feeling awesome right now. I'm feeling good.
Well, good. Well, you should be feeling really fantastic, even because we're talking to you from the past. We're currently, while this is out, we're on the road because we drove. Yeah. We're on the road back from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm assuming another triumphant, fun time at another crime con. What if it just goes horribly bad? We got arrested. We had a crazy stalker listener come and try to do something crazy at the thing and it was a whole incident. I'm hoping that didn't happen. I'm hoping it was another fantastic time at CrimeCon 2024. Yeah. But yeah, I'm assuming it was a super fun time and a fine affair. But yeah, man, we are currently driving back from Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, we'll be driving back when this drops.
Yes. While this is out, we should be driving to back home.
Back home.
Fran, what do you think happened in Nashville, Tennessee, man?
I think what happens in Nashville, Tennessee is we get a line that is so long that it's going out of the venue and it's like it's taking over other people's tables, and then other tables get jealous, right? Other big podcasts get jealous and they go, "You guys need to fix your fucking lines." And we go, "Hey, we just have so many people come to see us," and then we just start we get a rivalry coming back home. If somebody's talking shit, somebody's taking ugly pictures of us and shit like that, posting it, and these guys are inconsiderate and shit like that.
Podcast wars?
Yeah, a huge podcast war. And then now we have a podcast beef. And now we got to drop some beef episodes that's going back and forth, talking, putting out subliminals about another podcast. I think that'd be fun.
Beef casts? That would be kind of fun. All right, yeah. No, the whole Drake Kendrick Lamar thing definitely has me. Now you've got me intrigued. I would definitely love to. In fun.
Yeah, of course.
Talk shit about like another podcast and it's all tongue in cheek. We all go at it like, y'all don't even use official microphones. Yeah. Y'all are using those ones you plug into iPhones when y'all record.
Yeah. We didn't say no when y'all was coming on that stealing out stickers. Just talk shit about them like that because they know they talking shit, but y'all was over there taking our merch.
In all seriousness, though, I'm excited to explore Nashville with you. I have some things on the list. I have some things that I'm excited to go check out.
Some thrifts? You got some thrifts in the area?
Some thrifts, some food. Gotta get you some Nashville hot chicken.
Okay.
Maybe hit Hattie B's. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Nashville CrimeCon 2024.
Yeah, but can we speak on we haven't did a road trip since
we were 17?
Over
how old were we? 19? We went to go see Swayze.
Over a decade.
Over a decade. Well, over a decade.
And that road trip was like, shouldn't have been doing it. I mean, I didn't get in trouble, but I mean, like,
yeah, I took my 1995 Nissan Maxima with no oil change in months on a 4.5-hour drive to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to see Swayze do 4 songs in a bowling alley in a small town in Pittsburgh. Or like on the outskirts of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, shout out to Swayze. I don't know if he remembers that. I wish we had pictures.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, that guy definitely, he doesn't remember that night. He was definitely drunk. They paid him in alcohol and yeah, man. But shout out to him though. It was a great time. It was a great memory. But this time we're adults. It's a longer trip. It's double the distance.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like we're the Swayzes. We're going and we're gonna go see some people that support and do some performances. Maybe do some TikTok videos. Maybe trivia or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait to see these people when we pull up in the Rolls Royce. Driving in luxury?
I don't remember discussing that. I don't know if that's in the budget. But maybe we put a pin in that one.
We pull up in the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Nancy Grace goes, who's that?
Oh my God, who are those rappers? Who's that? 2 Chainz? She's all late. She doesn't know rappers current. She's saying rappers from 10 years ago. Who's that? Ludacris? First beef wars with Nancy Grace?
Nancy Grace? Oh, we don't win that.
Her power is too immense, bro.
I don't think we win that one.
Yeah, that's we shooting outside our weight class. But if we did win, the podcast is out of here.
Soaring. Yeah.
Put us on the map. We the first people to take down Nancy Grace.
I get like a blonde wig on the show. We do video content.
Like, dude, just the most crazy, taking it back to Smack DVDs from the early 2000s beef videos. I'm Francie Grace.
Francie Grace.
Just dissing the shit out of her. making fun out of her hard as hell. Francie Grace is kind of fire.
Grace is kind of hard.
We might have to diss Nancy Grace just so we can pull out Francie Grace.
No, I might to get a headshot for that.
Get you an Oprah Power Woman's business suit.
Throw on a t-shirt. Remember Martin? It was Whitney Hutton.
Whitney Hutton,
Whitney Hutton.
Francie Grace, all the Francie Grace airbrush T-shirts. You with your face on Nancy Grace's body. We need somebody to get on this. No, we need somebody to get on this immediately.
I need that.
Yeah, we need this ASAP. All right, man. Let's get into these emails, bro. Oh man. So our first email is from a longtime listener. Nope, didn't get cordial at all. Just got right into it. I am from a small town in Tennessee. We are no strangers to murders that have created national attention and have been on America's Most Wanted for one of them. Also, the guy from America's Most Wanted, it's going to be a crime con.
Okay.
My experience.
What's that guy's name?
Don't put me on the spot.
The guy with like the salt and pepper hair.
The salt and pepper hair. He's like, this man, you might have seen him rolling down the highway. If you see him in your neighborhood, call 1-800-CRIME. I used to love America's Most Wanted because I didn't have cable, so it was like after like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. When it got late, that was the only thing you could watch.
Yeah. When it got to number 1, I was like, it's like a countdown, right?
Yeah. It's like
number 1. I was
like,
this. I don't know if I want to keep watching this shit.
This man, he kidnapped 7 people. The reward is $50,000. You may have seen him in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm like, oh. Gotta sleep in my mom's bed because My dad had a mechanics garage in town in 1994. My first job was to be the front desk girl. Answer the phone, make appointments, catch people out, etc. I had a couple of men come in and they talked to my dad about getting their heater core replaced. By their accent, it was obvious that they were not locals. Later, I found out that their accent was from New York. We set it up so they would drop off the car that weekend, leave the keys in the overnight slot, and we would call them when the car was done. That Monday, the car was in the lot as expected. I got the keys and started doing my paperwork on the car. I got to work recording mileage and VIN numbers and stuff like that. The floorboard was soaking wet. Not unusual since the heater core went out. It was an old station wagon with red vinyl seats and red carpet. Oh, red vinyl seats and red carpet, huh? And wet. Think I know where this is going, friend. I assigned the car to one of the techs. That afternoon, the tech has the entire dash removed and is working on it when 2 cops come in and ask if the vehicle was there. I said yes. They tell me they need to speak to my dad and that we need to stop working on it immediately. I get my dad, and while he's speaking to the cops, I go to the car and the tech, who is laying on the passenger side floorboard. I tell him to stop working because the police are there for the car. They tell my dad that the car is part of a murder investigation. They take the car and we find out that the man that owns the local motel was found murdered. So the story goes, the man that owned the motel and one of the guys from New York was involved in check kiting schemes, which I guess is like fake prints of checks. The guy invited his prison buddy from New York to come down and be a part of it. They, of course, got busted, and the relationship starts to fall apart. In walks in the ex-wife. She was ordered to pay the motel owner $50,000, and he was also getting an insurance settlement due to a house fire. So she meets with the guys and comes up with an idea. That idea is, friend, that if he's dead, she wouldn't have to pay him. She decided to pay them $10,000 to do it. But she doesn't have $10,000, so she will pay them $800 a month until it's all paid off. Doing Klarna for a hit is insanity. I need my bread up front before I pull a trigger, use a knife, anything. I need payment in full.
I don't want installments. That's not happening.
Yeah, and 12 easy payments of $8.99 a month. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Plus interest, because if you agree to those terms, then I need $10,700.
My down payment got to be
I need interest on that.
Absolutely. And check kiting or check kidding, whatever that is just some type of a fraud, bank fraud.
Okay, yeah, check fraud. Okay, bank fraud. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says I want to read it, but it says a fraudster needs So it says a fraudster needs $500 they don't have in their account. So they write a check from a bank account. It says A, I guess it's like checking account A. So first they do $500 on a check deposited on Monday, and then account B the same day, and then on Tuesday they withdraw the full $500 from the bank account B and use the funds. I wonder how that works.
So you're clearing a check with money that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist,
and then you pull the money out.
Pull it out
before the bank can fix their mistake.
Right.
But then the person whose account it is gets fucked.
But what check? Like what?
So who's the sap in this situation?
I guess you got to use a check with an account number, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You got to get somebody to agree to it, I guess, and then they end up with their account in the red, and then you never answer their phone calls again.
Damn. Yeah, that makes sense.
So with the payment plan in place, the three men went out to eat. After dinner, one of the guys sat behind the motel owner and tried strangling him with a clothesline cord. That was not working. So the driver got out and slit his throat. Now, when you are not from the country, what seems like the middle of nowhere is never the middle of nowhere. So they drug him off the road thinking no one would find him for a while, went to the car wash, threw the knife in the trash, washed the inside, and dropped off the car at my dad's garage. So like that was the last stop when, hello, sir, you need your air conditioning fixed? Like, yep, they just committed a whole murder. Cleaned up blood.
Was it to get rid of the car, or was it to?
No, I think they were like, well, we got rid of all the evidence. Let me go ahead and get my air conditioning fixed. It's hot. It's Tennessee. It's Tennessee. It's the summertime. They're like, no, everything's all done, so we just need the air conditioning fixed.
Nah, that's wild.
Well, Monday comes and kids on the school bus spot the dead body, and the whole house of cards came falling down. The two men had a story that they were going to stick to until they found out that the ex-wife was not going to honor the payment plan. Imagine that.
Got over on it.
So they told everything. The one guy who had came down from New York after being invited to take part in the check kiting found out he had AIDS and was dying. So his testimony had to be videoed before trial because they didn't think he would live long enough. So he told it all. And then she goes, you can't check into the afterlife with all that kind of baggage. They were sentenced to life. The ex-wife was also sentenced. However, when I was looking this up to refresh my memory of the order of events, I saw that she had repealed her conviction, and it looks like that she got away with her part. That can be completely wrong, and because it didn't have very much news coverage, I couldn't find out what ended up happening to her. We were told later by one of the officers that when they processed the car, there was blood all over the interior, and that they did not do a they did not do a very good job of cleaning it up. So I guess the tech was laying all in it. The guy that worked at the mechanic shop that was fixing the air, he's like laying in. He's like, man, there's a lot of water on this carpet. It's blood.
All on the shirt.
Yeah, it's blood all. He's like, man, this red velvet carpet is like the dye is leaking on me.
I wonder if you take that to court, though. What if they got the agreement in writing? And it was like, no, she was supposed to pay us.
We want restitution. We'll do our time, but she needs to put the payment plan on our books.
Yeah.
I think a murder for hire contract is null and void in the real court. We had an agreement. She's supposed to pay us $850 with another a bonus at the end if we do it in a timely fashion. We get extra $500. We need to be made whole. She could probably take that. They could take it to Judge Mathis.
Some. I think it should be able to. I think it should be in court. I'm sorry.
I would love to see that episode of Judge Mathis. Side note: I am a talker and would have loved to do a sound clip, but then I wouldn't be able to listen to the episode because I hate the sound of my voice. Thanks for taking the time to read my TFTH. Affirmative for life. Cindy Peach. Absolutely, you can use my name, smiley face. And I hope Fran approves and doesn't go too Simon on me. I do have one food suggestion while in Nashville if you like authentic Mexican food, not American Mexican. And that place is called Mexico Tipico on Murfreesboro Pike Their birria tacos are the best.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite. I love birria tacos.
I added it. I did pre-read this email and I added it to our guide.
I love birria tacos.
Yeah, their birria tacos are the best. But you can't go wrong with anything there. Well, thank you, Cindy. That was a great email as far as I'm concerned.
I think that was awesome. You could have sent the video. I mean, audio clip. I hate the sound of my voice too, but I still have to do this every day. So
that's true.
You just get past it. You just do it. You just do it.
That's very true. Shout out to Cindy. That was a great email. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Kickoff. Have you ever gone up to a vending machine and seen a Rice Krispie treat hanging by the edge of its life? And you know that if you buy the Rice Krispie treat behind that, you'll have become a vending machine master, pulling off the 2-for-1 special, the ultimate beating of the system. That is until Kickoff came into existence. When it comes time to buy a home, a car, or find a new apartment, a bad credit score can be a big roadblock. But Kickoff found a way to beat the system with a fast and easy way to build credit up safely each month. Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit right away for as low as $5. Listen, folks, credit is complicated. But one thing I know for sure about it is that a good score is necessary in life. You can use AutoPay to build your credit while you sleep and never have to worry about missing a payment. So if your credit score could use a little TLC, which who's couldn't these days, join the over 1 million people who are building their credit with Kickoff right now. Get your first month for $1 off at getkickoff.com/AMP today. That's Kickoff at getkickoff.com/AM as in, man, my credit's fantastic. P. This special offer applies to new Kickoff Premium customers for their first month only and is subject to approval and only available on getkickoff.com/AMP. Terms of offer are subject to change. Also, guys, before we finish, affirmativemurder@gmail.com, TFTH. Get those emails in. We've been on a roll. 2024 has been filled with emails. We've been super excited to hear from you guys. Crazy stories, wild stories. And we're going to end with another. I don't know what it's going to be, but I hope it's a good one. Again, TFTH, affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Get them in.
Also, if you have a story, a TFTH to tell us at CrimeCon, if you're going to be there,
live in person,
I suggest you rehearse it.
Flush it out. Flush it out. We don't want to hear you rambling.
I will walk away. I will put down the mic and I will walk away. I'm not listening to this.
A little banter is fine. A little back and forth. We commentate. That might extend it a little bit. But if you really like, where was I? Well, my brother used to wear Jenko jeans. It's like, we don't need any of that. Let's just really try to slim it out, thin it out, chop the fat off, and let's really get to the heart of the discussion is what we recommend. But we would love to hear from you live in person at CrimeCon in Nashville. All right, so here we go. This email says, hello, Alvin and Fran. I started writing this on April 21st, 2024. My name is Vince. Please use my name. I stopped by for a visit from Morbid. Shout out to Morbid.
Shout out.
I decided to grab a seat and make myself at home with your podcast.
Oh, man.
I became an instant fan.
You froze.
I grew up on the West Coast. When I listen to both you describe growing up in Baltimore, I can't really relate. I'm Latino, first generation Mexicana. I grew up in a very similar setting to you guys in Long Beach, California.
Why are you reading it like that?
Huh?
Why are you reading it like that?
No, it just comes out of me at times. So I really connect with Viva La Raza, my brothers out there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. The area of Long Beach, California was not the best of areas. I have the stereotypical Little Caesars, Church's Chicken, and a few blocks from Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. The trifecta of you were in the wrong hood. This on top of Black, Latino, and Asian gangs. It was rough, and you had to be smart and tough out there. I was listening to an episode where Alvin was told you weren't as tall as they expected. Yeah, that wasn't an episode. That was directly to my face at a live show.
That was the person.
Sorry, yeah, it wasn't an episode. It was right to my face. Sorry to bring up a terrible menu. It's a terrible memory. It's jokes. It's not a terrible memory. It's all good. I realized I didn't know what you two looked like. I had created a picture in my head of what you two looked like based on your voices.
What was it?
Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to hear this.
I went to the internet and found out, Alvin, you look exactly like what your voice projects. Your personality and voice match what you look like. Fran, Well, I was wondering where your beard was.
Don't have one.
The bass in your voice made me think that you had a clean Rick Ross beard.
I have bass in my voice? That's
not as oily as his, but just as clean. I don't know why, but that's just what I thought.
Okay.
He thought you had a...
Yeah. Beards don't run in my family, so that doesn't happen.
We thought you had a full... If you had a full... I don't even want...
That wouldn't even look right. I have
a clean, shiny, oiled up beard that's all even all around.
That would look great. That would look nuts.
A perfectly manicured beard that's like, like a 3 in length or a 2.5 with the grain.
That would look insane.
That would look wild.
We never got that before. This is the first time we've ever somebody goes like, "Oh, I don't know."
This is what I thought.
I pictured in your face, in your voice is what I thought you looked like.
Somebody told me that
funny.
they thought my voice, based on my voice, they thought it'd be taller, and I'm perfectly average height. I don't know.
Are you?
Like, you don't have to be rude about it. Like,
are you average height? I don't think you're. I'm
5'8.5".
Be below average. I'm average height.
I'm 5'8.5".
And you're shorter than me. So
I'm shorter than you, and I'm 5'8.5", and that's perfectly fine because I have a great personality. And it didn't bother me at all, and I'm perfectly fine. I'm totally fine.
Height, so it doesn't matter.
I didn't take it personally, and I'm totally fine about it. I don't even care.
He did. He couldn't sleep at night and everything. That's fine.
Did not lose a wink of sleep. Didn't talk about it for days after.
You did.
Stop
lying to people.
Didn't yell at my girlfriend and go, "Do you think I'm short?"
You did.
If you think I'm short, just say that. So recently I was sitting with a friend's mom. I'm going to call her mom. She was 88 years old. God bless. She was not doing so well. So I thanked her for the mom she had been to me. I decided to share my tales from the hood with her. Oh man, so it feels like I'm listening to watching Forrest Gump or something. We're about to hear so you're really painting the scene like you're sitting on a bench talking to this old lady. I'm like, let me tell you about my life. So first, a little background. My friend Dennis and I met in middle school and remain great friends to this day. When I was in high school, I went through a rough patch at home. My parents were old school in the mid-90s. A chancla, a belt, or a smack was common. I was 17, old enough and big enough to defend myself. But it was the way I grew up. After a good smackdown from my biological mom, I left there that day with the intent to sleep in my car for the night. When my friend Dennis heard about this, he found me and convinced me to come spend the night at his house, I'm assuming. I talked to Mom, who would be Dennis's mom, who he's telling the story to. I'm really the vision of this, and they're flashing back. I'm fully invested in this. So I talked to Mom, which would be Dennis's mom, and she said I could stay there as long as I needed to. Shout out to her. It takes a village, bro. It takes a village. It takes a village. That's a strong, beautiful, powerful woman right there. So that time I needed became a year. It was this time that helped me decide to join the military at 18. I didn't want to be 18 and a burden. Shout out to you. But also, I'm sorry that you were this young and had to make such grown-up decisions, man. It's tough, man. Kids should just get to be kids and figure out what they want to do with their life. And, I'm glad you found a path, but this is tough. Anyway, both Dennis and I worked in fast food. We stayed out of the house, and I used to try and not eat much of their food. He's trying to lay low and not be a real issue for them because they're already doing him a big favor, which that's, again, it's also tough, the kids making all these decisions and thinking this way. At work, Dennis and I would take anything that was being thrown out at the end of the night. That food went a long way for me. Things weren't dire, but I did not want to be another mouth to feed for Mom. Mom and Dennis did not have much, yet they were willing to share the little that they did have with me. It was a tough time. I found out I was not the first found puppy Dennis nor his older siblings had brought home. Mom took every one of them in over the years. I was not the last one either. On the other side of things, my parents changed. My 2 younger brothers would grow up with parents that would mature and no longer use corporal punishment, but words, logic, and the occasional grounding. My brothers were good kids as well. They would grow up to be a police officer and a medical doctor. I can't take credit for any of their hard work, but I'm sure not being smacked or taking an occasional belt made things a bit easier for them. Dennis and I had found a way to stay out of the gang trouble that surrounded us. We embraced the greaser/1950 style of dressing. Okay, fresh. Jeans, boots, fitted t-shirts with sleeves rolled up. It gave us an identity, and it was clear that we weren't gangbanging. Also clear we were up for an old school fist fight. The big plus was the ladies at the time digged it. And nothing seemed more important than that. We tried hard to look hard. That's a bar. We tried hard to look hard. Hard enough not to be messed with, but not so hard to put a target on our heads. Fast forward. Mom had not been well. I start to tell her the following story. While living with them, Dennis and I decided to walk to our local Carl's Jr., Hardee's for people on the East Coast. This place was usually surrounded by homeless people. I had once witnessed a female just drop her pants on the sidewalk and relieve herself in broad daylight. Again, I'm not going to reveal what that beep was. You can make your own assumptions, but I will tell you it was not racist. Shout out to Vince. I just don't want to say that word on my platform right now. I don't know. What do you think, Fran?
Beep it out. Keep it. We don't need to say that.
Yeah, it's a little derogatory.
It wasn't racist, though.
It wasn't racist, not at all. Vince is cool, and he didn't mean it in a hurtful way, I'm sure. It just is a way of describing people that I don't agree with in 2024. But this person, he did see them just drop her pants on the sidewalk and relieve herself in broad daylight. I definitely wouldn't want to go in there and get a Lone Star. What do they have on there? What's the Carl's Jr. famous burger? Is it a star? A big star?
It is a big star, yes.
Something like Star something. That's what I used to get.
Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, Carl's Jr. I would get what am I thinking of?
I don't know. You used to go there often?
Yeah, in Vegas. That's where
in Vegas.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the Junior Star. Is it a star? Something Star. Either way, I wouldn't want to eat Carl's Jr. after I just saw somebody take a shit on the street in front of it.
Nice milkshake.
Oh, yeah. Not just urinate, the big business. I wouldn't want a milkshake after seeing somebody do the big business on the street. When she was looking at me, she gave me a friendly wave and a "it is what it is" smile. You get the picture of the shit show that this location was. Pun intended. Mm-hmm. This Carl's Jr. had a half and half menu. The other half being a green burrito, which I don't know what that is. It was barely passing for Mexican food, but it had a salad bar for some reason, which is an important detail in a minute. It's an odd setup, but normal here. We were sitting there waiting for our food. Probably ordered the famous Star off the dollar menu, the usual low-budget meal. Yep. When an elderly couple came in. These were two white elderly people, late 60s to early 70s. Dirty looking. They fit right into the picture. The shade. This man must have been heated over something. He was cussing up a storm. When he would make sudden movements, she would instinctively flinch. Ooh, red flag. You could tell this woman had dealt with a lot of abuse. It was very degrading, but she seemed used to it. The elderly lady in a lowly voice asked if she could get a burger for her son as well. This brought the man to another level of upset. I thought he was already at a 10. This question brought it to an 11. The restaurant staff and the patrons had all stopped what they were doing. Everyone watched as this man turned red in the face, got in her face, and continued to degrade this woman. It was intense and upsetting to watch. The dread in this woman's face was very apparent. Thinking back, her son had to be 40 or 50 years old. He said because they were so old, it's like whoever the son is that you asked for a burger for had to be at least 40 years old. So maybe he should be in charge of his own food. But moms are moms. Still, the punishment did not fit the crime. Dennis and I sat and ate our burgers. I remember we both sat in silence, taking big aggressive bites out of our food. Little did I know we were thinking the same thing. What can we do? 17 years old, both scrappy, and a bit dumb and fearless. We had finished eating, but the verbal thrashing had continued for the last 20 minutes. This woman had been cowering. I think she was prepared for the beatdown that seemed to be coming. Dennis and I had had enough. We schemed a plan. We walked over the salad bar, because fuck health codes. We dug our hands into the jalapenos, tomatoes, and anything else that was soggy and throwable. And both of us, with 2 fistfuls of ammunition, walked over to their table. From 4 to 5 feet away, we started pelting this man with some vegetables of justice. It felt good. The look on his face was priceless. We thought we had seen him angry before. We had unlocked a new level 12, maybe 13. There was so much fury and dash of confusion in his eyes, and probably jalapeno juice too, so it's probably burning in his eyes too. As planned, Dennis and I bolted for the side door. Dennis was first out and started to walk. His thinking later would tell me that he figured for a passerby or a cop, we would look like two guys just walking. I looked back, and the old man was slow, but he was coming for us. I yelled, "Run!" We did. I shot left towards an alley. Dennis ran right towards the sidewalk. I glanced over my shoulder, and this old bastard was chasing us on foot. He seemed fast. He zigged and zagged trying to figure out who to chase. He finally picked me. Shit. I was young and in shape. I hit the jets. Dennis could have just disappeared, but we're friends, then and now. When he looked back and realized that he wasn't being chased, he doubled back to the alley, then sprinted past the angry old man, and I swear the old man was foaming at the mouth from yelling. Dennis caught up to me. He was hysterically laughing, but I was too terrified to find the humor. As we neared the end of the alley, like a movie, two ladies with a toddler and a stroller come out in front of us. Dennis did a spin move. I was about to run into the stroller, but I jumped over it and tucked and rolled. Okay, all right. Yeah, this shit is turned up. In my head, it was like a John Wick movie. But in reality, who knows and who cares? That's how I remember clearing things, though. Yeah, it always, like, in your mind, you're like, yo, this is fire. I look amazing doing this. I looked back, and the old man was nowhere to be seen. He had been behind us, but now he seamlessly disappeared. I apologized to the ladies in Spanish. My friend Dennis, who was white, broke out with his broken white boy Spanish and also apologized in Spanish. That's when we see a white truck. The angry old man coming down the alley. From there to Mom's house was about 5 or 6 blocks. Dennis and I ran. We ran down alleys and streets that seemed to be less driven on. It felt like a military movie, and we were being hunted by the enemy. We snuck around, peeked around corners, and hid behind cars. We would see the white truck drive past us a few times. Oh, this guy was on the hunt. This guy was hot. We could hear the truck taking turns at high speeds, and we would sneak into Dennis's backyard. We hung out in the backyard, and we let the truck drive past us a few more times. Our thinking had been, if he saw us, we would make a run, making him think that we were hiding there and not living there. That wasn't needed. Our adrenaline finally left our bodies, and I could finally laugh about it. I have since patched things up with my parents. I remember telling my biological mom about this. Her response was the same as Mom's. Mom, my pseudo-adoptive mother, laughed hard with us as we retold the story very animated, sparing no details. I could tell there was a pride in her eyes. I am glad I shared this story with Mom. Dennis would tell me she hadn't laughed like that in months. Yesterday, I was planning to visit her again. I woke up to a text message from Dennis. Mom had gone peacefully overnight. Yesterday was a hard day. Today, I woke up refreshed. I was happy I told her that I loved her. I said thank you for the 100th time, and I shared this story with her. Her laugh and that look in her eye, I will carry that forever. So I decided to share this with you and the Affirmative Murder Pack. Herd, fellow Affirmites, fam, all of you out there. Dennis and I imagine that old man, 25 plus years later, still driving around looking for us to this day. To that elderly lady, the one we stood up for, I hope we brought her some form of relief. Even if for a moment she could breathe. Even if she took one on the chin later that day. At least she knew 2 young men just trying to get by in poverty had her back. Also, Dennis and I are doing great in life. Thank you guys. Keep doing what you do. I hope you guys read this if it makes the podcast even better. Vince. That was a cinematic journey.
Sure, phenomenal story.
Yeah, Vince, I really appreciate that, man. And the ending there really touched me. That was it was very good storytelling and quite a picture that you painted. But yeah, like I said, it takes a village. So shout out to Mom. She sounds incredible. And people like that always find a way to send you messages even after they're gone. So I'm sure you'll be hearing from her soon. Wow. Fran, lesson for today before we get out of here?
Lesson. I'm so captivated by the last story. I don't even remember.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts? I mean, what were your thoughts on the story? If you wanted to grade it, I don't know if you wanted to get into that, do your thing.
I'm not gonna. No, I'll grade the terrible stories.
Got it.
We haven't got any yet. I think I set a standard for people who has been sending in stories, but that was a great story. That was one of the best stories that we've had. We need to do like a top 5, top 10 scene episode.
We don't need to be putting people in too much pressure, man. You're gonna make people crack under the pressure, bro.
How?
It was a great story. It was a great story.
What do you mean? How's that put anybody in the
We need to make a top 10 list.
I'm talking about like in future we would go like, all right, we've done 100 episodes of this.
What was our top
ones? 5? Yeah. What are we talking about?
Fair.
Man, stop being you getting too soft, man. I think you lost your way, man.
I don't know.
You've become too soft. It's fine.
I just
people
like,
judge people every day.
I feel about participation. I feel like I'm starting to, now that I got a kid on the way. I'm like, I don't know. Like, do we want to really put pressure on people to be the best?
That's what's wrong with this generation, man. Look, if you didn't win a championship, you didn't get nothing in my day. There was no participation trophies. There was no thanks for. No, man, you don't get. My son did soccer the other day, last year, and he got a little medal.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, give me that medal, man. You didn't do anything. What did you do? We didn't win any games. No, give me that. Take that.
You want me to hang this up?
What is this? No, I didn't do that though. But I'm just I would never do that to my kids. But I just say, hey man, it's okay, man. It's okay to get. It's okay. That's what builds character. That's what makes you better.
Well, in the case of Vince, he doesn't need that. It was terrible.
Rewrite it and send it back in again. That's all I'm saying. No, but that was a great story. For business owners, if you own a business, I would suggest you do a bit more research. Really get to know your clients. Sift it through. You see him and go. You got to look at him and go like, I'm sure those two guys or guys, whoever brought that car in. I'm sure you could have went like, I don't know about. You could have went to your dad like, hey dad, I don't know. They
had ball caps on covering their eyes and the shadow was on their face.
Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't give you a driver's license or any kind of ID.
Nothing.
They were going to pay you in cash.
They pay cash. Nah, if you're a business owner, be able to look at your future clients that come in and go, nah, I'm good. It's okay to deny business.
Assess the threat.
It's okay. Yeah, or you can go, I'm good. You can go. We're
all busy today. Sorry, we don't have any.
Jim's Towing or whatever down the street.
Yep.
Repaired.
Yeah.
They got some open spots.
We got a car in every one of the bays back there. Damn, sorry, we can't fit you in today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give them something that's neutral so you don't even seem like you're turning them away because of how they look.
Right. I'm sure they look super suspicious. There's no way.
Yeah. So vet your clientele.
Vet your clientele.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, next time we see you guys, we'll be back from Nashville with, I'm sure, some fantastic stories of fun and great food and birria tacos and maybe some Nashville hot chicken.
It could be some podcast beef.
And there'll be some podcast beef. My target, Francie Grace. Seriously, if anybody's out there is artistically talented in any kind of way, please, if you could draw this man looking like Nancy Grace, I would be indebted to you for the rest of my life. Francie Grace, hashtag Francie Grace. Let's get it going. We still got some time. Well, I guess this won't be out until after CrimeCon, after we have a chance to cross paths with Nancy Grace. So that'll be even better. We become friends with her, and then she's like, "Oh, they're phony. They're phony baloney. I thought they were my friends, and now they're making fun of me." Yeah, that'd be even better. That would really stir the beef up.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Hashtag Francie Grace. Would love that. If anybody's good at Photoshop, something, get on it, please. But until next time, man, you guys be safe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Get those emails in.